everyone, and welcome back to my channel. Now, one more question that everybody, particularly women, have is, can I work out when I'm menstruating, when I'm on my period? And once and for all, the answer is yes, you can. A lot of women ask me about what I do when I'm on my period, and I tell them that I do practice yoga. I practice yoga every day, and even when I'm down, I do try and stretch. So my workout, and this is what I would recommend to you also, don't do a very heavy, intense workout, but do keep your body moving. So today I decided to put together a video with a few gentle stretches that I would recommend to everyone, to all women who are down. This video is going to help you with your cramps if you get any while you're on your period. A lot of women experience a lot of backache when they're down. So if you experience a lot of discomfort, this is the video to do. This video is shot in real time, so you can just turn it on and practice it every single day of your period. So next time you're down, don't use it as an excuse not to work out. Go ahead and do this video. And the only thing that you're going to need for this video is your yoga mat. You need a rope. I frequently use these Iyengar yoga ropes in my videos, so you need one of these. If you don't have a rope, you can also use a dupatta or a stole, and you need a brick. This one is a wooden brick, but if you have foam blocks or if you have just a thick book, you can also use that. So without further ado, let's get started. So the first thing that we're going to do is we're going to stretch the back out. So go ahead and take a very wide stance with your legs and come forward. Really allow your body to stretch out. Allow gravity to pull you down. Don't worry about keeping a straight back. I know my back might look straight right now, but even if your back is curved, that's fine. You just want to allow your back to come down, chest to go forward, so that the lower back gets a little bit of traction. It gets a little bit of a stretch. And just allow your arms to dangle forward, neck to drop down, top of the head facing the floor, and just hold this. If you want, you could just sway from side to side, just helping in opening up the back of the legs. And then from here, come down and sit in your Malasana or the squat. What this does is, it helps in really stretching again the back, and it allows in really stretching also the sides of the back. So if you have really tight hamstrings or if you have knees which are not flexible, this is the asana to practice every day. And since a lot of women experience cramps when they're down, this also helps in massaging the abdominal organs, and that really provides a lot of relief to a lot of women, particularly when they're down. It helps with the cramps. It helps in massaging the cramps away. And from here, what you want to do is, again, either place your fingertips on the floor or hands on the floor. And again, stretch the legs out. Now remember, you can never localize the effects of a yogasana, so although you're stretching the back of the legs, this is also helping in stretching the lower back. And from here, come down again. Just this little movement of coming up, going down, coming up, going down, that really helps in getting the blood circulation moving. And if you feel very lethargic, tired, or low on energy during your period, this move might just get you feeling energized. And now once again, stand up. And again, allow the gravity to pull you down. And come down again. And now what you're going to do is you're going to walk your hands forward, allow the back to bend. So in most of my videos, if you've seen my other videos, I always emphasize on keeping a straight back. But in this particular video, I think that it's okay. I'm allowing you to bend the back so that you can stretch forward and so that we can focus on stretching the back. So walk forward, allow the neck to also drop down, and then gently walk back. Place one hand on the floor and the other hand take it up. Then come down and then take the other hand up. And come down. And now go ahead and come up and grab a hold of the belt. So now, because the spine and the back usually hurt for a lot of women when they're down, what we want to do is you want to focus on really stretching the shoulders back and allowing the upper back to stretch out. So take your belt and grab a hold of it so that the thumbs are pointing out, and hold it so that you're holding it shoulder width distance in the back. Keep your feet parallel to each other and just about 4 inches apart, and then try and pull the rope apart. So you're actually working on pulling the rope as tightly as you can, and what that does is it allows your shoulders to come down and neck to lengthen. And make sure you're not arching back like this nor forward like this. You have to keep your body in a straight line, only then this pose is going to work, and allow the lengthening of the shoulder blades to happen. And hold this, and hold the belt really tight. Keep your groin relaxed, especially since you're down. You want to keep the groin as relaxed as possible. And then go ahead and fold forward. First you try and come to 90 degree, and notice my hands are not down, hands are still up, and I'm still keeping my elbows tight and arms as far outstretched as possible. And continue to come down as much as you can and allow the arms to go further down, as far down as possible. And hold this. And then slowly, for those of you who have heavy periods, you want to slowly come back up. And then let go of the belt and shake your hands out. And now you can just let go of the belt and bring your feet wide apart. So when you're menstruating, a lot of you feel a tightness in the lower body, particularly around the hip joint, and that tightness is what causes lower backache. When you practice standing poses, the standing poses actually help in not only strengthening the lower body, but also in stretching the muscles, the key muscles of the lower body. And the key muscles happen to be the muscles of the back. So what you want to do is start with the warrior pose, stretch your legs apart, wide apart. Take the right leg out. You might have seen the warrior pose in a lot of my videos. It's one of the most important poses, basic poses in yoga, and I practice it every day. And so particularly when you're down, this is a good time to really use the warrior pose to ease any kind of discomfort that you're feeling. So let's take the hands up, take the hands out to the sides, and then bend your right leg and come down. And remember, keep your chest open. Make sure you're not bending forward like this. Push the hips forward. That will allow you to stretch the groin more. The more you stretch the groin, the easier your period becomes, the less cramps you get. And hold this. Focus on really stretching out. And come up, hands down, and let's do the same thing on the other side. So hands up, hands out to the sides, and then let's come down. And again, focus on opening up the hip joint. Now most of you will find one side is more flexible than the other. That's totally normal. You want to focus more on the side which is inflexible, so that you can balance your body out. Now come up. Now we're going to do the same thing, but this time the side angle pose. And for this you might want to get the book or anything which will give you a little bit of a lift. And again, come into your warrior. So hands up, hands out to the sides, bend the knee, and when you're finally into the warrior, then you place your hands on the block and take the other hand up. And push your groin closer to the floor. And you can choose to look up if you want and try and open up the chest, or look at the fingers if you want. Anything that makes you comfortable. Also make sure you're not collapsing the neck. Keep the chest open, like a warrior. And bring the hand back. And we'll do the same thing on the other side. So I'm placing the block next to my ankle, hands up, hands out to the sides, come down into warrior, and then finally when you're in the warrior, place the hand on the block and take the other hand up. And another reason I really like to use props while I'm down is because props make it a little more easy on the body, a little more gentle. So it becomes a restorative yoga sequence. And then bring the hands up and down. And let's go ahead and do the Trikonasana. Again, if you suffer from backache while you're down, or just in general, if you have backaches, Trikonasana is a great pose that helps in stretching out the inner groin, the hamstrings, the glutes, and the lower back. So it helps in basically eradicating back pain. So what you're going to do is you're going to place the block behind the ankle this time, and keep the Trikonasana stance, hands up, hands out to the sides, reach out and gently place your hands on the block and the other hand up. And since you're menstruating, just keep it easy. Don't worry about being able to reach all the way down. If you cannot reach all the way down, you can place your hand here also and keep the chest open. That's what's most important. And then come up, switch the block to the other side, hands up, hands out to the sides, reach out, reach out, reach out, hand on the block, and gently lift the other hand up. Keep your gaze on the hand, and come up, hands down, and walk your legs in. And now let's get rid of the block as well, and come into the third posture of the Surya Namaskar, which is the Ashwachantlanasana, also the lunge. So you want to really stretch the back leg out. If you feel a tightness in the lower body, you will immediately feel a relief right now. And then place the back knee on the floor and continue pushing your groin close to the floor, closer to the floor. The more you stretch, the easier you'll feel, the more ease you'll feel. And then walk the right leg out, and let's come into the Kapotasana. Now you can allow your foot to go out to sit on the floor and try and lift the chest up. Again, don't be too hard on yourself, especially if it's your first day. Don't be too hard. Just enjoy the stretch. Okay, and now let's do it on the other side. So first, we're going to come into the low lunge. So you're going to place the back leg as far back as possible, and then place the knee on the floor. Continue to push the hips down, groin down. And then finally, walk the left leg out and sit in your pigeon. Open up the chest, breathe, and do only as much as you can. Only that will feel good to you, everything else will just be a strain. Good. And then take both legs back, and once again grab your belt, and we'll do a few forward folds. So bring the left leg in, right leg out, and basically we're going to do the Janushirshasana, a very simple and easy version of the Janushirshasana. Now if you're unable to touch your toes or hold your foot, you can take a rope, place it around the foot, and bring yourself forward. And as close to the floor as you can, as close to the leg as you can. Feel a stretch in the hamstrings. Focus on bringing the toes closer to you, heels out, and give yourself a good stretch here. And then come up. And now let's do the other side. So go ahead and use the rope again and pull yourself forward. Again, since you're menstruating, you don't have to really push yourself too much. So if your back is curving slightly, that's fine. You should just feel at ease with your body. And we're just trying to get a little bit of a stretch in and not really trying to focus on maybe something like building strength or stretching yourself beyond what you're capable of. You just want to kind of be easy on your body. And then come up. And now we'll stretch both legs forward. This is called the Paschimottanasana. Again, sit up straight, take your belt, and pull yourself forward. And bring your hands as close as you can to the feet. And again, if you have to bend your back, that's also fine. but you're just trying to pull yourself forward. Try and feel a stretch on the glutes, on the hamstrings. And then come up. And let's do the butterfly. It's called the Bhatt and it is amazing to really open up tight hips and great for cramps. And in the Bhatt initially you're going to sit up straight, and then you might want to take a block here, and what you want to do is take the hands and walk them forward, and try and keep your knees as close to the floor as you can, and rest your forehead on the block. If you don't need a block, if you're a little more flexible, what you could do is you could place your forehead on the floor and continue walking your hands out. Else, using a block is also completely fine. And then gently walk back. And now let's place the block a little far away from you, and let's do the fire log pose. So bring one foot on top of your knee, sit up straight, and then walk forward and keep a block under your forehead. And again, if you feel a tightness in the lower body, I guarantee you, I promise you that this pose is really going to relax, give you a sense of relaxation and relax your entire body. And the reason we're using this is because it's important to rest the forehead also. You don't want your forehead just hanging in mid-air. It's very relaxing to kind of allow the forehead to come down and rest on something. And now let's do the same thing on the other side. So switch legs, and we want to come down again. And eventually, with sustained practice, you'll be able to get rid of the block and place your forehead directly on the floor. Good. And come up. Good job. And in all of my videos, I really like to do a twisting asana. I do a twist every day in my personal practice, and I recommend that for everybody. So let's start. Let's do a little bit of a twist. So what you want to do is take your left leg up like this, hold the left leg, left knee with the right hand, and twist. And make it a gentle twist. Don't make it a very heavy, very intense twist. Just a gentle twist to massage the abdominal organs. And in fact, if you can only do this much, that's also fine. If you can only do this much, that's also fine. All I want you to do is try to pull yourself up and back. And let's do the same thing on the other side. And come back. Now, the last thing that we're going to do is fold your legs in the regular Sukhasana, hands on the floor, and walk forward. And really stretch the back out, stretch your arms out, stretch the chest out, and try and place your forehead on the floor. And walk back with your hands. And you'll notice, a lot of you will notice that your heels are gently pushing into the abdomen. You want to keep that gentle pressure, so that it's almost like a massage on the abdominal muscles. Again, hands forward, and gently place your forehead on the floor. And now gently walk back. And there you go. You're done for your workout while you're menstruating. So again, I'd like to just reiterate that just because you're menstruating, it doesn't mean that you cannot work out. You can definitely do an easier version of whatever kind of workout you prefer. So if you like to run, you can walk. You can definitely stretch. You can definitely practice this kind of yoga. Just remember one thing that you should not do while you're menstruating is do any inversions. So things like headstands, handstands. For the first 3 days of your period, I would suggest not to do it. But otherwise, all these asanas where you're seated and you're really stretching the lower body are fabulous, and they provide immense relief while you're down. So go ahead and practice this and share it with your friends. It might just help you, it might help your friends. Let me know in the comments if it does actually help you. And yeah, I look forward to hearing from you. I hope this really helps you. Thank you.